What is up, everybody? Welcome back to our Rebored Podcast. We're going to be ranking the Star Wars movies. We did this once in the past. The video isn't up anymore, but opinions change, and people are very opinionated.
Especially when it comes to Star Wars.
So, this ranking is absolutely going to make people angry.
Yep, if you want to hate us in the comments, go for it. We don't
Please
care.
do, and please share how much you hate us.
Yep.
And subscribe. Anyway, our last place is not, this isn't a surprise pick to anyone, I would assume. Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
Stinker.
It's so bad. And it's bad in every way a movie can be bad. It's a bad movie. It's a bad Star Wars movie.
It's disrespectful to the Star Wars fans, I would say.
The only thing it isn't really that I enjoy about this movie is how they announced Palpatine's returning in a Fortnite.
Somehow Palpatine's back.
No, because
you mean
it was revealed in a Fortnite event. That's crazy to say out loud. They fly now? They've
been flying.
Everything about this movie.
They have been flying.
And the worst part is, I don't know if you've seen the original plan, like the Duel of the Fates plan. I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
God, how much better that is, and how it just saddens me. I'll give it this. Looks pretty good, but like that's the bare minimum, right? You know.
Yeah.
But Star Wars movies, the sequel trilogy looks really good.
I'm trying to remember what even happened in this movie.
Chewie dies, and within 5 minutes they reveal
back
he's
to
alive.
life. Somehow Rey just shoots Force lightning out of nowhere.
Palpatine's there, and there's Force voices, but they don't do any physical.
They change who her dad's gonna be 1,000,000 times. Throws away everything the only good one of the trilogy set up, the first one, and it even threw up the stuff the second one set up too,
which could have been continued good by the plans that we've heard. So at number 11, Episode 2. I've always held this opinion. This movie is also Rise of Skywalker is bad in every way. Rise of Skywalker is a bad movie and a bad Star Wars movie. Episode 2 is a worse movie though.
Yeah.
It is so incredibly bad and horribly made. It looks bad. It's written bad. And goddamn, as there is no Star Wars movie so boring.
The crazy thing is that Order 66 was supposed to happen in this movie.
Well, you can tell that they definitely were writing around some fucking shit because it's horrible.
That's why it's called Attack of the Clones.
Right.
Order 66 was supposed to happen in this movie. Just crazy.
Oh my god. I mean, like,
I don't know where they would have fit that in.
I don't know. The acting is horrible. Every set pieces. You know what? I saw a clip from when like all the gunships are coming down and Geonosis, and like we watched it relatively recently, so it's not like I had an epiphany how bad it was. I was just reminded about how bad this movie looks.
But I do need to say, every penny that went into the costume department in this movie was worth it. You know which costume I'm talking about?
I know. I'm thinking of two, but yeah. That's the
that
only
makes this movie better than
it actually. No, legitimately it does. Yeah. Because you actually have something to look forward to other than the slog of ass. Everything else. This is just the biggest pile of shit. Looks like a pile of shit.
Oh, one thing I will give this. It does somewhat cool world building with the Republic.
Geonosis.
I think Geonosis, the Republic's pretty cool
too. That's
too.
what I'm saying. Conceptually.
Yeah. There's way too much going on.
But this is the thing. You know, I think one of the funniest things about the prequel trilogy to me is that George Lucas comes up with this really good idea, you know, and Clone Wars is a really good execution of that for most of its run. And the funniest part is that, like, when he wrote the early drafts and he went and showed, like, all, you know, he was friends with, like, Steven Spielberg and, like, these big, really well-known and really great directors, and they're like, yeah, that's all you, buddy. You got. He's, like, asking them to direct it, and they're like, no. Which... it's endearing because he's got to know, right? This isn't good. At number 10, sneaky little pick here, Clone Wars movie. This is, to put it blatantly, 3 very bad episodes of the Clone Wars made into a movie. The early Clone Wars is not very good, and
but it sets up for greatness.
Yeah, it had to happen. But could you have picked a lamer? Not only are these just not good on their own, but could you pick lamer episodes? So inconsequential. It's such an odd thing. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting time. At number 9, we have Episode 1. I think it's significantly better than Episode 2 in my opinion.
Dave Filoni makes this movie better.
Yeah, retrospectively, the way he talks about Ioma. I remember when we did the month where we watched them, I hadn't seen these movies in a minute. been since when we had that huge Star Wars phase in like 6th, 5th grade or whatever. I remember thinking I might love this movie because the way this man talks about it, you would think it's The Godfather.
Yeah, you know what? In all honesty, though, I might like this movie more than our next one.
I definitely don't. I mean,
I might like it more, but I know it's a worsely made movie.
I confidently say with all my chest and all the power I can, this movie is dog shit in comparison to this next one. Anakin, well, I mean,
well, I'm saying like from what?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but like
I think the first like hour and a half of this movie is just so bad. And
I love Jar Jar.
Poorly made. All the acting's pretty bad except for, I mean, they make Liam Neeson look bad, which is a spectacle. The only good part of this movie for me is the end, but the end is that good that it is above 3 other Star Wars movies. But that's, I think, a show of how bad these movies generally are. Mm-hmm. Anyway, next spot, number 8, maybe a little high for some people. Star Wars Theory would probably berate us for putting this movie above any prequel movies. Star Wars The Last Jedi. Controversial, I know. But can I say something, John? I like the ideas here other than one.
Which one?
The Finn storyline. Which means I do like Luke.
I despise the Luke storyline.
To be honest, I don't know. I'm kind of like torn on it because conceptually I like it. And with how old Mark Hamill was, I almost think it would have been a little goofy if he did come out and he was like this big badass. I get the angle. I think it could have been executed better at some points, and I also don't think he should have died in this one.
Yeah. Okay, here's my thing. All right, with these movies, right? Disney killed the entire expanded universe, right? Which I mean isn't necessarily in George Lucas's mind, even in general, it's not canon in the first place.
Yeah, and it's messy.
But
there's
think
ideas.
The one thing that would have been really cool to see is the power scaling in this new trilogy, but instead it's on the same scale as the movies before. And
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I really like Kylo in this movie.
Oh no, I like Kylo in this movie too.
I think Rey is really well done. I really like the Snoke undercutting. I
hate the Snoke part.
What about it though? Because what would have been interesting to see?
I just hate the whole build-up in Force Awakens for him to be kind of thrown away like this.
Really isn't though. He has that one scene.
But there's also this whole thing where in the comics now even where Snoke is Palpatine clone or whatever. Yeah. But it's just like they keep nonstop building him up, and then there's like because Palpatine in also the comics or something was scared of the Outer Rim and everything or whatever it was. And people were like, oh, maybe that's where Snoke's from. Like, there was so much hype around this character.
Yeah, you could have done cool things with Snoke, but I feel like, I don't know. I think that if they had just committed to the ideas here with the Duel of the Fates and made it a really good story for Kylo and Rey, I think it'd be looked upon better. But the problem is they don't follow through with what this movie sets up, and it makes this movie worse retrospectively.
But you say that, but then would it have been? What if it was looked at like an Attack of the Clones then?
What about? I just think Attack of the Clones is. I don't.
No, I'm saying it's like, you know, you think it would be received better if the next movie was made better. What if it was, and then this movie's like, oh, this one's ass out of the 3. It's all build up the entire time.
But I mean, it isn't, because it has like the moments where you change from, I mean, let's just be honest here, New Hope clone to its own ideas, which is, that's I guess what my main point is. Like, Rey is not even close to Luke or Anakin in terms of interest. Kylo is the only character that comes like close to any of like the interest of the original like cast from the first 6 movies. I think this movie is the only one that has the balls to try to do something different, and for that I respect it. And I think that it should, I mean, I just think it's a well-directed movie. I mean, the basic stuff, like it has some really cool fight scenes. The visual,
I mean, it's
really
a well-directed, yes, it's a well-directed. It's Rian Johnson. It's going to be a well-directed movie. But I also do think some of the things that I've heard him say about this movie, he kind of sound like a prick with.
Dude, I don't know. I like the balls this movie has, but now it feels like a fucking wet fart, bro. It's just like
Yeah.
it happened. Number 7, sneaky pick. Another one that probably is gonna piss people off. Solo.
I think this is
Pretty
a fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, I get it has its problems, but cast is fun.
Cast is fun. I mean, Aldrin Ehrenreich, I think that's how you say it. Good ass Han Solo. Good ass Han Solo. And the hate he got pisses me off because he bodies this. Childish Gambino, what the fuck is his name? He bodies Lando.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone is incredible here. Man, I wish we could have gotten a sequel to this one. It looks incredible. The action scenes are fun, and it doesn't like disrespect the lore. Sure, there's a couple moments
Woody
where
Harrelson too.
Right, there's a couple moments where it's a little bit like, really, bro, where they're like, this is how he got the dice, or this is how he got whatever. The dice was decent, but there's other examples that are really weird, like the holster or something. I don't remember, but okay, yeah, there's some stupid moments, fan servicey moments, but the actual movie, no, it's not a fucking masterpiece of cinema, but it's fun. And why did it get so much hate? I do not know.
You know, the one thing this movie did make me realize though is like, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for what I'm about to say here.
He's better than Harrison Ford.
No, this is a hot take here. This movie made me realize how much I dislike Han and Leia.
Yeah, Luke and Leia all the way.
No, but I just mean like it feels so forced in the original trilogy too, and then
well, he's like rapey towards her.
Yeah, and then you also see like them in this movie his love interest. I was like, their storyline's so much better than Han and Leia.
At number 6, this is another one that probably will piss people off for its low placement. Stinker of a movie, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
A lot of good ideas, poor execution.
What I remember, when I think about this movie, what I think about is an incredible final 30 minutes or so, the Battle of Mustafar, the fall of the Republic, which should have been the whole movie, but instead, holy fuck, do I think the first 2 acts of this movie are bad. The space battle is decent, but I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really
I actually like that. I liked the space battle.
Well, it's the closest you get to Clone Wars, which is, I guess, nice. Once you leave the space battle, damn, this movie is boring. Yeah. Way more boring than I thought. The only notable thing I could think about that happens is Obi-Wan versus General Grievous, which is a cool fight in and of itself, but there's also a whole chunk of stuff around that that's really boring.
I think a lot of the issue is, you know, Anakin's story arc is, I would say, you think back at it, right? It's really good when you think back at it, but it's just like there's
Clone Wars. You think about how much was in season 7 of Clone Wars, that ending stuff, not even Ahsoka, but stuff regarding people in this movie that like should have been in this movie.
Yeah.
That they just neglect and spend a literal half of this movie on the most useless, like just, oh my god.
I mean, you look back at it and you think, oh my god, Anakin's arc was amazing in this movie, right? But it's like, you're only thinking about like the switch. 30 minutes of the movie that he's in rather than like the hour and a half he's actually in.
All right, number 5. Oh boy. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Solo-esque in the way that this is just a fun movie.
Yep, copy of everything we love with Star Wars, which, you know.
Nothing. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like literally just New Hope.
Yeah.
But Han dies and it's sad, and Kylo Ren's interesting.
I think they do it in a fresh enough way, though.
Yeah, it feels like updated. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like in the same way that Loki Episode 1 is like similar in structure to Episode 4 and Episode 7's, you know. But they all have different flavors. And, you know, there's cool stuff here. And it's nice to like, I guess you don't really meet up with Luke, but it's nice to meet up with Han and Leia and see who everyone is. And do I love the direction? Well, we kind of talked about this in last year. I don't really like what they did with the whole thing as in general. Like, this is not what I would have done with the sequel trilogy. But sure, for what it's a fun movie. What can I say? All right, top 4. These are the only movies that matter, to be blatantly honest. At number 4, Return of the Jedi. I almost think I'd place this like above A New Hope, A Different Day. Oh, spoiler for next time.
Okay, yeah. No, I agree with you kind of with that. Depends on the day for me too.
I have a lot of nostalgia.
This was when I was younger. This was my favorite
this was
of
the
3. Because it's fun. Green lightsaber's so cool.
Green lightsaber's cool.
Luke's more powerful.
The end is really sick. Should we switch this?
I mean, I think
New Hope is like a better movie objectively, but like
I think the thing is though why I would keep A New Hope above this is because I will say though, when we did our rewatch for when we ranked these,
I can't remember
whatever we did, A New Hope, like, I knew it was a good movie, but it surprised me because I was, much more matured at that point. I was like damn, I didn't realize how solid this actually is.
I don't really remember my exact opinion, but yeah, Return of the Jedi, it's fun. You got Jabba. I just like a lot of the memorable parts of Star Wars for me come from this movie.
Yeah.
Death Star 2, stupid as hell.
Yep.
Okay.
We can agree with that.
Number 3, A New Hope. Probably like it's just super structured. It's like a really well-made 70s movie that just happened to spawn off this crazy shitty franchise. I'm actually being such a D1 hater today. Holy shit. No, but like it's just like out of all these, even Empire, it's just like well-made movie.
Especially for the time, it's crazy well made. Yeah.
And all of the characters are memorable, but they're not cliche. The set pieces, the iconography, it's something special for sure. I mean, there's a reason why it was so successful and why it continues to be so successful. At number 2, Empire Strikes Back. Damn right.
Commit to the bit.
I'm not even playing here.
I say this and number 1 are interchangeable, like how the other ones are interchangeable, 3 and 4. But these two are definitely interchangeable for me. I get why people like.
Remember when we saw Rogue One on the big screen again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, were you nutting in your pants?
Yeah. Look, Empire. It's Empire Strikes Back. What's not to love about this movie?
Except for Han and Leia.
Yeah, I mean, the end is... can anything top it? What a sick end. I'm Your Father is iconic, if not a little bit like whatever at this point, because it's so iconic. It has reached a point of just being in the back of your brain at all times, always. But the whole battle is sick. It expands the world like crazy. Hoth is cool. Where these characters are cool. The training is cool. Yoda's cool. This expands the world so much, and there's a lot that when you rewatch it, you're like, oh, that started here.
X-Wing.
Right. I mean, like, well, it's just iconic. I mean, the poster's the sickest one, too. So, like... Yeah.
But, okay, I have a genuine question. Like, maybe I'm just being I'm inspired by you right now, being a D1 hater. But do they ever show any reason why Han and Leia would be a good couple?
No, I don't like. They're not great. And they don't even end up together, so who cares?
They argue the entire time in these movies,
I know.
And then they kiss after arguing with each other, and then he gets frozen, and then the next time they see each other, it's like, I love you.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know, bro, but look, it keeps, it's like it's a glue to the movie. What can I say? Except, wait, this is definitely the one where Luke and Leia.
Yeah,
I didn't really think this whole thing through. Like this, no, but it's like all the set pieces here are iconic. The way the movie moves, what everybody's doing at every time, the space battles. Even when Luke is out, it would be easy. If I feel like a movie made now where like Luke's out at Dagobah, like what Leia and Han are doing wouldn't be interesting, but it's actually interesting here. The camera's running out of battery. Number 1, Rogue One. This is crazy. I know. This is definitely my leanings.
Definitely the best looking Star Wars movie.
It looks incredible. I just feel like I mean, honestly, it's the one that hits me the most emotionally for whatever reason. The characters are all memorable. The way the movie, it moves through its story, the end with Vader. I just think that take away how iconic Empire is. This movie is just like special to me. The way it's shot, the war inspirations. I love this movie.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I love this movie too, but I just, I think 1 and 2 are interchangeable.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know it's crazy. Maybe I'm just saying this because I like hating on Star Wars, but like, I just really like this movie. Just stands out to me out of all of them. Yes, even Empire, and whether that's just because I grew up watching the original trilogy, like, and now it's just like you heard a song too many times. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I get that.
Yeah, that's the video. Got it. We talked too much. Let us know your thoughts down below. Like, subscribe, check us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. All Rebored Podcast. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.